Well, this is something you don't see every day. This, again, the trade wind belt. I got up in the middle of the night and I furled the jib first. The sails were banging, so about 1 a.m. I furled the jib, left the main up, and it just, just was flopping back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Finally, at 4 a.m., I got up, went forward, and just dropped it. Dropped the main. We've been lying a haul. I pulled the wind vane rudder out of the water. We've been lying a haul since 4 a.m. The rollie is a problem. No way to stop this roll. We have no directional stability, you know. But I have no other option, you know. I have no other option without any kind of tiller pilot. If I started the motor, I'd have to come out in a hand steer. So we've just been sitting here. So for the past 8 hours, we've done 0.2 miles. Sunrise. The trade winds. 200 miles southwest of Nuku, Hiva, about, I don't know, 300 miles to the Tuamotus. Can you hear it? A little bit of wind. Sean told me if I whistle, wind will come. Okay, lunch today. Half a can of tuna, or can of tuna, with sriracha sauce, some chips, pamplemousse for dessert. The wind finally came up. You can hear the wind generator. This little squall line came behind me. It rained a little bit, but I think it's going to miss me to the north. The morning of day 5. Look at what I got coming here. I'm not sure what that's going to bring. We had really gusty winds and, well, go from gusty, really strong winds to almost dead during the night, to dead. Woke up with the sails banging, and then 10 minutes later it was blowing again, so I don't know. This looks really shitty coming here, though. I think I'm going to pull in some of the jib. I've already got 2 reefs in the main, so leave that the way it is and see if I can battle this. It's going to bring rain, definitely. I'm pretty chuffed today about the way the boat's been handling all these conditions. I woke up in the middle of the night and 2 times. One time I woke up, I mean, I've been set, my alarm is set, so it's not that I'm just in a deep sleep, but I woke up between alarms and the sails were flapping. We had gone from 15 knots of wind to nothing, and we were just sitting there becalmed. I got up thinking, well, I need to charge the batteries anyway, so I started the motor up. I didn't want to come out in hand steer, so I just kind of let it idle in neutral, and 10 minutes later we're sailing again. The wind came back up and we're cruising along at, you know, whatever, 3.5 knots. I thought, well, I don't hear the sails flogging anymore over the engine. You can hear them over the engine. I don't hear them flogging. Looked at the GPS and we're going 3.5 knots. So I shut off the motor. With the wind generator going, I don't need to run the motor, and I don't want to run the motor. And then later in the night, I woke up and we're heeled way over and it's blowing. It must have been blowing 20 or more. And sometimes the wind vane, when we get a gust like that, the boat will point up. The weather helm increases and the wind vane can't correct, it doesn't sense the gust. So it's trying, but we point up, and when we point up into the wind, then that increases the apparent wind. So instead of going, instead of 20 knots, now it's 25 or 27 because of our boat speed going into the wind as well. So we're heeled way over. And I came out and just steered us downwind, back downwind, helped the wind vane out to get us back on course. And the boat just handles it so well. Now granted, today there's not really much sea in the size of the seas isn't great. It's pretty flat out here. This keeps up, they're gonna build for sure. I mean, there's white caps and there's not really a big swell. There's here we go, 3-foot swell or something. But the wind waves will build up with this wind. I just helped it out a little bit. I pulled the tiller to get us back downwind because with that gust, it just wants to start to tilt up, to turn up. And it takes a little while for the vane to compensate. I'm 250 miles now southwest of the Marquesas, and just about equidistance, I think, 250, maybe a little bit more to the Tuamotus. About halfway there, and this is what it's like. It's just amazingly beautiful, and even in these conditions, it's just amazingly beautiful. Do you ever think about coming out here? I don't know why you're not, man. Get yourself an old crappy boat like this one and do it. It is day 6. About sunset, we're approaching the Tuamotus. If you buy an old boat like this is 1975 Albert Rossi 31 Monsoon. If you buy an old boat like this, one of the biggest things you're going to have to deal with are noises that'll drive you crazy. Like there's little knocks or clanks or clinks or squeaks or groans. You always notice it at night, for sure. I mean, you don't notice it during the day so much, but at night, you'll hear a clunk, and it'll drive you mad. I mean, there's a cacophony of noises, but you'll pick one out. Pick one out that really bothers you. And then you got to go solve it. You got to go find it. You got to go find that little clink and stop it from clinking. Then you'll go back to bed, and you'll hear another clunk. You gotta go stop that clunk. Worst thing is you'll get out of bed and you'll go try to find it and you can't find it. It'll be clink, clink. As soon as you get up to look for it, it stops. As soon as you go back to bed, your head hits the pillow, clink, and it will drive you absolutely crazy. Trust me, this will happen to you. Well, today, there's a knocking by the head of my bed, which is by the chart table. It's a knock like you'd hear on fiberglass, like a tap on fiberglass of metal. Shouldn't be hard to find, but I cannot find that goddamn thing, and it is driving me crazy. I've torn apart the chart table, the electronic panel behind it. I've come outside and looked at there's no lines, it sounds like the end of a tether, like a carabiner tapping the gel coat. And I can't find it. I can't find it. And now it's coming up on nighttime. And I just know what's going to happen now. I'm going to get in bed. It's going to drive me crazy. So I poured myself a big glass of Stolies and lemonade as I approached the Tuamotus at dark. It was a good idea. But it's driving me crazy, man. And it will drive you crazy too, trust me. You buy an old boat and this is your future. Just beware of that.